Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to Ross High School, graduated in 2001. Got a chance to play collegiately at Marietta College. 2002, as a freshman, I got to play in a national championship game. Thought it was the easiest thing in the world. I couldn't wait to get back. After college, I decided to pursue a career in autism, working with kids with autism. It's one of my passions, is working with kids with developmental disabilities and adults as well. Just by chance, I ended up running into a guy that played professional baseball, and in the off season would work out at the same place I was doing lessons, and we became really good friends. He and I wanted to put together an organization out of Cleveland and do something a little bit different than it had been. We started with one team in Cleveland. It was a really good team. We got really lucky. We had a lot of really high-end players that drew a lot of college attention. We gave them a lot of off-season training and development, and watch our practices. 20, 30 schools at every game. It was something that we really built from nothing and took off pretty quickly. And that really was where my interest in the player development and college exposure kind of. So that's really where the genesis of my player development exposure started. After about 10 years in Cleveland, I started to get a little homesick. Being from Cincinnati and hadn't been home in a long time, and so a lot of guys in Cincinnati asked me to come back home and kind of help them take their programs to that level. Cincinnati's a little bit what's the right word? There's a lot more baseball in Cincinnati, and it's a lot more. There's a lot more competitive programs down there. So if you're really going to step up and be at that next level, you kind of have to know what you're doing, have to know the right way to do things. So I agreed to come back and help those guys out. Started putting some stuff together, and just, Mark and I have always kind of worked together in the past on tournaments, and made a phone call about his organization possibly playing with us in a fall tournament. We're going to sell, if we start to put out that you're about player development, about teaching the game the right way, doing all the little things the right way, exposure, leadership, then you have to provide all that. You can't skip all those steps because you want to win trophies in the summertime. That's what your main goal is, to win a bunch of tournaments in the summertime, to build these super teams that kind of skip past all the character building opportunities. It's not really what I'm interested in. When Mark and I started talking, I realized this is exactly what I want to do. Not only is it exactly what I want to do, but I'm not on my own. This network of people is growing exponentially. We have people all across the country now, and they're all interested in giving each other or supporting each other with their services. Another one of the things that I like is that when I was with the other organization in Cleveland, when I was at an organization in Cincinnati, even though I have really good relationships with guys with Ohio Elite and Cincy Flames and Midland, I have great relationships, great friendships with all these different guys. If Gary needs a catching instructor to come up and run a camp up here, not a problem at all to reach into our network and find a really quality catching guy that he can come up here and work with our guys. We're not having to purchase his services or anything like that. We're all going to work together. So that's kind of scratching the surface of what the network really means. But just the idea of the network and working together with different guys across the state and across the country, really, to support each other is what I really love. How do we go next? So at this point, we've got the Toledo district, which I gave him the #1 district because he's we're doing a great job up here. We've also got 2 or 3 districts in the Cincinnati area that are all have nice facilities, and will have good organizations, really good quality baseball people. Guys that I played with in high school. Steve Matre actually played in the Dodgers organization. We'll have one in the Dayton area with some really quality organizations down there. We've got a big, beautiful facility that just finished renovating. Cleveland will have a couple facilities. Columbus possibly. So we're just starting, and we're doing really well. We're getting across the state and really bringing in really high quality baseball people, which is the intention. We've also got potentially a guy to coordinate all of our strength and conditioning efforts, speed training. This guy worked with Josh Harrison. He's worked with Olympic athletes. Just got back from China actually. So some really quality people that are offering their services to the network. So I'm really looking forward to that. If anybody ever has any questions for me, I think my phone number should be on the website. If not, you can get it from Gary. I'm pretty much accessible 24 hours a day. I don't sleep a whole lot. I just drove up from Cincinnati, and I'll turn around and go back tonight, but I'll be on the phone the whole time as long as it's not another monsoon on the way home. Yeah, if anybody ever has any questions, please feel free to email me. I try to respond right away. If not, I'll get back to you in a matter of hours. With that, I'll turn it over to our national director, Mark Kelsel.